Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Untapped Podcast. My name is Jacob Gable.
And my name is Jacob Orts, guys. Welcome to Season 3, Episode number 10.
Dude, I'm so fired up.
I know, man.
Like,
we
real
are
talk.
moving
Let's
right
do this
along
thing.
here with
Yeah,
Season
let's
3.
do this.
Guys, if this is your first time joining us for the Untapped Podcast, first of all, welcome. And thank you for choosing us to listen to. We are so happy to have you here. If it is your first time listening, we actually have 5 main formats of our show. Okay, so first, we have Forging Fortitude episodes. In these episodes, we cover the mental side of our brand, okay? Our brand idea is combining mental and physical health into one business, into one brand. In these episodes, we cover a lot of our anecdotal experience when it comes to mindset and mentality, the different things we've gone through, the different ways we've overcome those problems, and we want to pass on the advice as much as possible to you because more than likely, you can use those pieces of advice in your own life.
Great stuff.
Okay. Next, we have physical vitality episodes, which is what we have today. In these episodes, we cover that physical side of the brand, okay? We have 2 certified personal trainers here. So in these episodes, we cover the gym, workouts, diet, nutrition, outdoor workouts, workout programs, hint, hint.
Oh, interesting.
Things of that nature. We really like to show our expertise in what we do every day for work in these episodes.
In what we do best.
Exactly.
Yeah. Guys, our third format is our breaking news format. Now, the breaking news formats, put simply, are current event-based episodes. Now, this could be how history connects to current day and what's going on right now. It also could be current day articles and what's going on in the world right now. You know, that the New York haze right now, the New York City haze right now is a good example of the type of episode like that. Pretty crazy stuff,
crazy,
actually.
dude.
Wild stuff. And again, we're going to give our opinions on those situations. A lot of times those opinions are pretty spot on, if I have to say so myself.
A lot of times it is.
And those are a lot of fun because we get to talk some shit. Now, our fourth format is our Knights Table episodes. Sweet name, and that is a masculinity-based episode. Now, guys, we are 24-year-old dudes. So we are bringing you along with the journey of becoming a strong, masculine man, strong father, strong husband when the time comes. Again, strong father when the time comes as well. And we are very excited about turning the tide with masculinity back to real masculinity again. Our fifth format, guys, is our guest format. Now, you can probably guess what that is. It is when we bring on somebody that brings you value, aka fitness professionals, entrepreneurs, somebody that might be a professional in their field, whatever that is. We sit down, we have a conversation with them, we get in depth that stuff. It is awesome. Those guest episodes are phenomenal, bringing you some of those very soon. And our last thing to introduce is our producer and my brother, Mitchell Gable.
Hello, gentlemen.
Money Mitch.
Money
Hello.
freaking Mitch.
The guy, the man, the myth,
Hello.
the legend,
Hi.
who
What's up?
danced with and dapped up Mr. Mike Stud.
Kind of sick.
Casual. Casual.
What's his last name? Do we know?
Stud.
Okay, well, that's very helpful. By the way, sick hat.
I mean, hey, dude, it's just a new style. You know what I mean? You know, I'm looking to spice up my closet and my fashion. You know, I thought the backwards MLB hat with the ears tucked, no eyebrows, like I thought it was a good look. You know, let us know what you guys think in the comments. Like this, for those of you on YouTube here, I'll get a little close up here. Yeah, You know, I'm beautiful.
Mitchell, can we get some thoughts on that real quick from you?
Well, and I'll just say this real quick because I do want to hear your thoughts, Mitchell, on this. You being the fashion king of the three of us, wearing a gray plain sweatshirt.
Wow.
You know, but,
shots fired.
You know, if the fat models claim to be beautiful, then I claim to be beautiful.
Wow. That's a great point.
You know what I mean?
Great rebuttal, actually.
Yeah. You know.
Okay.
Anyway, Money Mitch, let's hear it, baby.
I got nothing over here.
Guys, Mitchell was losing it before the podcast about Wertz's
We all were.
had said. Yeah, we were. I was trying to get my shit together, and it is impossible.
Maybe it's because he looks like a damn garden gnome. I don't know. It's just me.
Well, I mean, I identify as that, so that would make sense.
Of course.
That's one of the genders?
Yeah.
I guess anything really
It's the
is.
751st.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Pride Month.
out of what, the 17,000?
Ooh.
No?
Yeah.
Good transition. You know what I was just...
I'm not transitioning.
No.
I'm just identifying.
No, I'm just... honestly, no, think about this. So, Pride Month is the same month as Men's Mental Health Month.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that sick?
I saw
Yeah.
this. There was a
Yep.
post. It showed like how many hashtags versus like pride hashtags there are versus like men's mental health. And there's like billions of pride hashtags. And there's like like 50 million men's mental health
Yeah.
month hashtags.
Not good.
Isn't that sad?
No, very, very.
It's the thing is, today was the first day I heard about that it was Men's Mental Health Month.
Same. It was literally say we're recording this on the 9th, Friday the 9th.
Which, by the way, also shows that even us on the more conservative side, whatever you want to call it, more
logical
side,
maybe.
More because I don't even identify with the right anymore, but it just shows that we don't even talk about the right stuff because we've been talking about Pride Month the whole time.
Yeah.
We give them all the attention, so we feed into it too.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, I'm sorry guys. As you can tell, not exactly super happy with a month like Men's Mental Health Month being kind of overshadowed.
Dismissed.
Dismissed,
right.
overshadowed. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. But that is not our topic today.
No, it's not.
It is not.
But like, should I keep the hat backwards?
Uh,
All right. Fine. Fine.
Maybe not.
Not a Yankees fan. Just a classic hat.
Yeah, he just again the hat. Just he likes the hat, guys. Not a Yankees fan. We're in St.
Yankees
Louis.
suck.
We go
Yankees
Cardinals.
suck. Yeah,
Go
man.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like I mentioned, we have a physical vitality episode here for episode number 10. And we came across an article that Mitchell's going to have pulled up for us here, and we can link it as well in the description. But we heard about this on another podcast episode, and then we actually went and found the article.
Mr. Murph. Again, a lot of firsts from people we know.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
naturally we heard about
buddy
this.
of ours, Murph. Yeah. The Daily Murph on Instagram. He's a stud. Really, really good content.
Really great content.
Yeah. But this is a New York Post article titled, Mitch, go ahead and read that for us, please.
It is 75 hard challenge workout is going viral. But experts say it can be dangerous.
Yeah, it's so dramatic. So
What is? Wait,
I mean, it is the New York
it's
Post.
it's by what? Adriana Diaz too. By the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason I said that is because me and another buddy, or he put that on his story or somewhere.
you
like
have other
that.
friends?
I'm sorry. Okay, I don't mean to talk to other people.
What the hell, dude?
Okay, my bad. My bad.
We have the same name.
You're right. I should only talk to you. But I was talking some crap with my other buddy and DMs with him, and I commented back at him posting this article. I go, "By Adriana Bimbo." I was like,
Damn it.
yeah. But this article is basically claiming that, again, 75 hard and challenges like it are dangerous.
Which, first of all, in the title, it's not a challenge. It's not a challenge. It's a program.
Exactly.
It's a program. It's a whole program. Not a challenge.
There is a point to it.
So clearly,
Yeah.
this person did not do their research. I don't know any other articles by this Adriana Bimbo, but I don't know if that's a proven last name or not. But it's not a challenge. So first of all, you didn't do your research on it.
Yes.
And these experts that say it could be dangerous are misinterpreting the point of the program because, you know, Andy Frisella obviously is the creator of 75 Hard. We've talked a lot about Andy. He's a big idol in our eyes. We try to learn as much as we can from his advice.
yeah.
And obviously we've done 75 Hard multiple times. But so my point is we're going to defend that, you know, because we believe in this program.
Naturally.
And
yeah.
again, we are two CPTs here, and a lot of trainers talk against 75 Hard because they don't understand the point of it. They think it's an overtraining program.
Yeah.
For 2.5 months, no, you can't do 2 workouts a day for 2.5 months. Like, how are you going to recover? Dude, you are misinterpreting the point of something like this. It's not even just 75 Hard. You've
Exactly.
got Project 50 is another popular one. Really popular content creator, Dane Macbeth, who we both follow.
Yep.
Who I've actually, a lot of you who see my content, I've taken a lot of ideas from him, and I'm passing those on to you as well. He has a 60-day program. I can't remember what the name of his was.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's more out there.
I know I've seen the 40s, the 50s, like all those days number. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
and we've even tried to kind of brainstorm what, if we were to make one, what it would look like.
Yeah.
Things we might change from 75 Hard or things that we would want to implement or whatever. So it's not just 75 Hard, but that's the one that this article was highlighting.
because it is the most popular.
It absolutely, far and away. And it really, you know, the more and more you and I looked into kind of trying to create our own, we were just like, you almost can't combat what 75 Hard will do for you.
You and I came to the conclusion without even saying a word that it was like what we have had great success with this program,
Right.
and on physical results, mental results,
Yeah.
and we have also had just great success by implementing the actions in this program.
Even off of the program,
Even-
correct?
Even off of the program.
Yeah, right.
And we just found it unnecessary to try and combat like that.
Yeah,
You said.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's no reason to try and compete with that. Not to say that because those other ones I
to create
mentioned,
one. Yeah.
those other ones I mentioned are challenges.
I think it was Project 50 was like the second most
Definitely
most popular
and
one.
that was very popular.
Honestly,
and
it looked really solid.
it was a very solid
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a challenge because there's nothing after the 50 days. 75 hard is the first part of a greater program.
Year long. Yeah.
Exactly. But this article tries to go in and say that doing a physical challenge like this is dangerous for your body. Okay, at the surface level, I might hear you there. At the surface level, you see two 45-minute workouts a day. Obviously, one has to be outside regardless of the conditions.
Yep.
So, okay, you could potentially be putting your body in a dangerous spot. Let's say you're dumb and you go out in the middle of a tornado. We probably would be that guy to go out there. But
Yeah, we've
Or
gotten close to those type of conditions.
that
yeah.
and like negative
Yeah.
temperatures we've gone out in.
Yeah.
And are some of those stupid? Yeah. Do we
Those-
prepare ourselves? Yeah, but is it the smartest thing at all times? Maybe not. Okay. So, maybe I'll hear that out.
Yes.
Obviously not what they're trying to allude to though. They're trying to say it's dangerous because you're going to overtrain yourself. Okay, well, if you can do these things properly and you still make recovery a focus, you will not put yourself or your body in a dangerous
Yeah.
spot. Will you get tired? Yes. Will you be sore? Yes. Will you be hurting? Yes. Will your feet be aching? Will your knees be aching? Yes. Guess how you combat those things? You stretch, you foam roll, you self-myofascial release, you use lacrosse
Exactly.
balls. If you have access to things like Normatex for your legs,
Chiropractors,
chiropractors,
physical
like
therapists, whatever.
stretching, literally just stretching your hips.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Doing 90-90s, like this is all free information for you guys. So if your knees or your feet, ankles, hips are hurting, boom, there you go. Just named off a bunch of
We're
things
just
to do.
handing it out to you at this point. in time.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And
One thing I thought the article said was interesting is one of the Nike trainer who's commenting on it.
Was it global health trainer or whatever?
Yeah,
from
global
Nike.
bimbo trainer, whatever it is. I'm not going to listen to a company that puts out gender neutral clothing lines for children.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But anywho,
Careful, Mitchell.
She said the program does not seem realistic. This is a quote. Quote, does not seem realistic for the average person. End quote. I don't get that because the whole point is to take an average person and
turn them into a savage.
yes, that's what the purpose of the program is to take you. You're going to start out as an average dude or an average female, whatever. That's the whole point.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do we put limits on the average population?
That's what I'm saying.
Why?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, all three of us were average dudes
Yeah.
up until what, 2-3 years ago now?
Yeah, and it's not like we're just like millions of miles away from being average people, but
Right.
like I don't get that either. Like it's also not meant for average people. It's meant for people that want to not be average.
And
Yep.
the whole point of this is Andy made it so the average person can do it.
yes.
Right? The average American is a fat tub of lard, right?
Right.
yeah.
And it's true.
Yeah.
They're not going to
45% obesity.
They're not going to be able to do extreme workouts, but did he say do extreme
He
workouts?
did not.
Nope.
All it said was a 45-minute workout and a 45-minute workout.
Right.
One outside.
Right.
Do a 45-minute treadmill walk, a 45-minute walk outside.
Exactly. Exactly.
Or 2 45-minute walks outside.
Yep. I was just about to say the amount of days because I want to say it was maybe our first run. It was either the first or second. I don't think I did it this year, but first or second run, like there's times where I'll take like a 3-day stretch where I'm like, okay, I'm taking 3 days off from the gym. Like
that was your second run, I believe.
Yeah, I think
remember
so.
that. Yep.
And I think it was all 3 of those days, maybe 2 of the 3. It doesn't matter. I did 2 walks. I did 2 walks outside. Like that's how your body stays healthy.
Yeah. And again, for us as above average fit people, we can also up the pace of those walks. We have an intent behind when we walk and whatnot, of course.
You can walk faster.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, again, like Mitchell just said, if you are 300 pounds, don't start off by putting a 50-pound vest on
Yeah,
and
right.
walking with that.
Right.
You don't, and I mean, if you do, props to you. You're a beast. I love it.
Sure.
But, and you don't also have to go in there and sling in 225 on bench either in your weight training workouts.
Right.
Again,
right.
our a lot of times what ours looked like was usually earlier in the day, a strength training type of workout, and then later on in the day, a cardio. The outdoor one was usually a cardio or a walk or whatever it was. That was our usual structure, guys. That was what ours looked like. But again, we were at this point in time part of the trained population.
Yes.
So yes, we can do that.
Yeah.
But this is not requiring you to do that.
No.
I don't know who said. I don't know where she read that is required. It's not like the average population. That's a load of shit. That is so mediocre and just lame.
You're right.
Oh, dude.
And like you don't need a gym membership to do 75 hard. You don't need a subscription to anything. You don't need to pay for a subscription to a diet or anything like that. Like you don't have to do any of that. And the amount of free information that's on the internet too, like could get you a very basic, easy to follow diet to follow for 2.5 months. A very basic, easy to follow at home body weight workout for 2.5 months.
Right.
It might give you 3 to 5 different workouts to do. Just keep repeating that for 2.5 months. And you'll still see phenomenal physical results.
Exactly.
There's no doubt. So you don't have to buy anything either to do this.
Yep.
Do I 100% recommend getting the app because it'll help you check all the things each day. It has all your pictures in one place. I think it's like $5 one time, literally $5.
Yep.
So that's the one I am a huge advocate of getting the app, paying for that. And you don't have to buy the 75 hard book. Although
recommend it.
It is a great book to read
Yeah.
for your reading. It just has Andy's thoughts throughout the different stretches of days and kind of what to expect and whatever else. And if you read it after you do the program, you're going to kind of be like, oh yeah, days 46 through 60, I did feel those things during those 2 weeks. And then, yeah, day 65 on, I did feel like I was in God mode. So you might have a lot of
comparisons. You might have a lot of relatability to
relatability. Yeah, that's a good word there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do want to credit the article though. It does put in, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Mitch, but it does put in transformations from some of the people as well.
Yep.
So
it does a good job of balancing it. It just has these dummies commenting on the program and why it's not good.
Again, global Nike trainer. Oh, you're qualified. Nice. Sweet.
Yeah.
It's just don't comment on this.
I don't think we're going to take comments from a company that has slave labor in Asian countries and
right.
Yep.
And,
no dollars come back to local communities at all.
Right.
Because, again,
I don't know that holds a lot of
they
weight,
don't
in my
stand on their
opinion.
principles at all. Yeah.
No.
We don't take advice from trainers from that company.
That's exactly why you guys should be buying Untapped apparel. Went live on Friday.
Interesting.
So you guys should go to exfit.cartel.com.
Friday, June 9th, that is.
Yeah, but it already dropped.
Yes.
Yes. By the time you're listening to this on Monday,
yeah.
this will be all already dropped.
So go to the link in our bio on Instagram and wear that apparel.
It's pretty sick.
Enough said.
Pretty sweet apparel. And
local company.
And 3 guys that are very on their principles.
Yes.
On our principles.
100%.
That is a big reason to buy.
Yes. So I want to go back to something you said earlier about those comments being very mediocre. You guys should want to be different. You should not want mediocrity for your life. Complacency equals mediocrity. That's one of my personal core values. You've heard me talk about this for a long time. We've mentioned
this on here before.
Yes. It's up on my boards in my room. That's a big belief of mine because I've realized how in the past I was very complacent. Even in the last 3-4 years that I've been in the gym and really tried to change my lifestyle and change my habits, like I've even within that stretch, even with all the good strides I've made, I've caught myself being complacent. And it's like, dude, like this is why we're not making progress.
Same with me.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And so complacency equals mediocrity. So if you catch yourself being complacent, you got to make changes. If you need help making changes, this is a great way to do it. Any of those programs we mentioned will help you do that. Again, we are big advocates of 75 hard. We've done it several times. Mitch had a great experience with it this year. And you plan on going on to the phases as well.
Phase 1 and phase 2 loading.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Me too.
Loading.
Me too. 100% me too. I'm right there with you. Like there's no doubt in my mind. And because why not go into savage mode? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
This
dude?
guy's
Like,
a killer.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things you realize, and I've made this comment to you. It's a funny meme to say, "God, why do you give me your hardest battles, bro? You do 1 hour of physical activity a day.
A day.
You have 24 hours a day. The rest of the day, you're either sitting on your ass or doing nothing that improves you.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1 hour.
Yeah.
On 75 hard, it's an hour and a half a day.
Yeah.
It's not.
And then
Not hard.
maybe an additional 10 to 15 minutes of reading.
Wow.
Yeah.
And guys, another thing I said to Wirtz too, along those same lines. Our population used to be so hardened by trials and hard stuff going on in their life. And again, it's always funny, but our ancestors literally battled saber-toothed tigers and woolly mammoths. So they did all this stuff. And again, like you think hunter-gatherers, they had to hunt for their food. Even in like the 1800s and whatnot, you were wild, wild west and whatnot. You still had to survive day by day by day, hour by hour by hour. It wasn't like you got a break. And we get told an hour and a half of exercise. Just do this. And that is too much.
Yeah. For some people it is. Yeah.
Somehow it is our hardest battles.
Yeah, and so I think that's interesting too. Like when we talk about, what our ancestors did or what happened in the 1800s, all that stuff. So it's not that there aren't battles today, but what's different is nature isn't necessarily putting those battles on us.
Yes.
We have to want to put ourselves intentionally through hard things to then get better as a human. And I think that's why, I'm pretty confident. I know that's why the majority of people would say something like 75 hard could be dangerous.
Yeah.
Or it's too intense or whatever, And so there's still those battles, and obviously there's different nature battles that we have to deal with today. But they're still there. We just have to go about getting through them or getting to them in different ways, because a lot of it is under our own power to be like, I want to do this, even though it's going to suck to go on this ruck while it's raining or snowing or cold or hot, or I am dead tired and I don't want to go to the gym today, but you still do. You have to want to do those things, So I think while, yes, we are not battling saber-toothed tigers,
right,
or woolly mammoths or dinosaurs. I don't think people fought dinosaurs. But maybe they did. Who knows? Were the dinosaurs even real? I don't even know.
Who knows
at this point?
At this point in time, I don't believe anything.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Dude, we don't know. I mean, we don't know.
It's like it'll be those bug eyes over there.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on,
we weren't there.
Captain Conspiracy. Come on,
But but I just think that's kind of where it stands. Is most people don't want to do that. They're comfortable. They're comfortable.
I mean, if you think human biology, naturally, humans are a lot of our goal in past times that we were just talking about. A lot of our goal was to make survival as easy as possible. And now with technology and now with industrialization, all that, we've been given the opportunities to make survival easier. And it allows for us to then slack off. Oh yeah, we can do that. We can do the absolute bare minimum and we can live till 75.
Yeah.
Absolute bare minimum, we can live till 75 because our medical system will keep us alive. Like basically a corpse like we see in hospitals and whatnot, just laying there.
Unless it's a COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
But hey, we're not going to talk about that either.
Yeah. That'll lead us down a rabbit hole and a half if we do that.
Yeah. Childhood myocarditis. No, we're not going to talk about that.
Oh,
Ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine work? No, we're not going to talk about that.
No.
It makes you turn into a goblin like Joe Rogan.
Yeah. You turn into Joe Rogan if you take one of those medications.
We can't have that.
Those Nobel Peace Prize winning medications.
We can't have, a bunch of Shreks walking around.
Gosh, the word goblin is so funny, dude. Oh, man. But the overarching point, guys, is that you have to create the difficulty, especially as we know in the United States. The United States, you have to create that difficulty for yourself. And it can be very difficult to do that because naturally we're like, oh, we're chilling now. We don't have the nature going against us.
Yeah.
We're chilling. Cool. So we can take the days off. We don't have to do it when we're tired.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, at the same time, we go to our jobs, we're tired. We go to work when we're tired.
You still do those things.
You still go to your 9 to 5 when you're tired.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you do something that's also really beneficial for you when you're tired?
Right. I mean, seriously, dude. And this is kind of crazy. This comes out Monday the 12th. So in my Merry Monday today, guys, you heard, find something every single day to progress you. Work out, read, learn, make connections. You heard me say those exact words in my Merry Monday today. and like that's exactly what he's saying there. You have to put yourself, or you have to maybe force yourself to do one or all of those things. I recommend doing all of them if you can every single day, because if you do all of those, all 4 of those things or more, like you're going to be putting yourself in great spots.
Yeah.
Great spots to be getting better as a human, better in your relationships, better at work, better physically, better mentally, better financially. Like you have to, though. You have to force yourself to do those things.
Yeah.
Even when you're feeling angry, sad, tired, upset, frustrated, confused, whatever. You've got to find a way to force yourself to do those things. Like it is so worth it.
Yep.
It will be.
And again, we know this is hard. You and I know that it's difficult. You and I know it's a tough thing to do to get to that point. But don't fall for the bullshit you see in articles like this.
Right.
And whatnot, from a global Nike trainer or whatever. Again, don't fall for that, because again, it is trying to pull you into the average population. Do you really want to be a part of the average population? Is that something you desire?
Right.
Are we really sure
Right.
that's the case? Are you sure you want to be like every other human? You want to be 45% obesity, 75% overweight in the U.S.? Is that really a thing? Do you really want to be a part of the, whatever it is, 5% of the U.S. that consistently goes to the gym, consistently uses their gym membership? It might be even less than that. Ask yourself that. And, if it is, whatever. Okay. Wrong pod, I guess.
Yeah.
Speaking of the average population, I would like to get your thoughts on this. How do you guys feel about the trendy, like chill workout trends that go around, like the hot girl walk, where you go for like a stroll just outside, or you do like, I think it was called like a treadmill strut or something like that. Where
that's
you know
right.
what I'm talking about. How do you guys feel about those?
Yeah,
trends?
it's a big TikTok social media trend in general.
So I'll say this. I'm a huge advocate. If you're moving, you're moving, obviously. And I think we all are on that same page. If any movement is good movement. If you're just following a trend to take the video or something like that, then like you're not a good influencer. You're not properly influencing people. You're not using your platform for the right things. And I like to think that the majority of us influencers, because we are that, aren't doing that, and I'm sure there's your phonies out there, like 100%,
right. As if anything else.
Yeah. And, like there's dudes that won't admit that they're on gear or something.
That's
when
another
they're
thing.
so obviously on gear. Again, not that there's anything necessarily wrong with that, because you still got to put that work in. But like, there's no reason
it's more
not
just
to
about
be
the
open
honesty.
to it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, I'm all about the honesty. I mean, because again, I considered steroids 400%. Like that, because it's something that can better your gym performance. Awesome. But don't BS us about it. Yeah,
no,
you're right.
Right.
You're right.
And as far as that note, like if it can make our workouts that much better, or 1% better, that's why we've tried so many different pre-workouts or just different supplements in general. And we have, because we've tried so many different ones, we have found ones that we firmly stand by.
Yeah.
And ones that we're like, honestly, I wouldn't recommend that one. So we've done our trial and error.
I can say on my honest opinion, Mitch, too, about the trends, the hot girl walks, whatever. For one, it's extremely corny.
So are most trends.
Hot girl walk is a painful name for a trend. Painful. I'm sorry. I don't
care that much.
You don't have to listen to my opinion on this, ladies, but it is so painful when you say that. I mean, it hurts in my soul when you say that. You're going on a hot girl walk.
Drama queen over here.
Yeah, see, I'm just trying to match the energy. But yeah, was that? I don't know. Was that weird? But on the real side of things, like you said, love it. Movement is medicine. Movement is frickin' medicine. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But again, don't just only go with the trends, because 75 Hard, the program, is not a trend. If you do the Live Hard program and whatnot, again, it's trending. But I don't like to call it a trend because if you do it right, you're like, oh, this isn't a trend.
You're like,
I just got the shit beat out of me for 75 days.
It's
and
not
I feel
a trend.
like a badass now.
It's a lifestyle.
There you go.
Well, and we
Andy
know
makes that differentiation.
We know that, and we all didn't necessarily. Well, maybe you and I did a bit do it for the first time, because we kept seeing it as kind of a trend type thing, and it caught our attention. Like, yo, whoa, what is this? Like, we should do this.
Yeah.
And McGregor, it was I don't remember who McGregor fought, but we were sitting there watching Conor McGregor fight on a Saturday, and we found it. And we were like, or we didn't find it then, but we made that decision. We're like, hey, Monday morning, like we're starting this.
Yep.
And we did. And we did.
Yep. We had, after 2 or 3 months of deliberation, decided that Monday was going to be the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
That we began. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, not to hate on trends and whatnot, but you're right. Some trending things make sense, and it's good. Again, those of you that need the walks and whatnot that come from these trends and the movement from these trends, awesome. Truthfully, it is corny. It's kind of I like to make fun of it because it is corny, but also I love that you're moving.
Yeah,
I can genuinely admit that 100%.
Yeah. And I don't want that to like shy people away from putting Hot Girl Walk on their story or something. Like, if you're walking a mile and a half, put Hot Girl Walking on your story.
If you stop putting Hot Girl Walk in your story because some dude on a podcast, aka me, tells you I like make fun of it, then you probably need a little more dedication.
We're probably gonna see a lot more Hot Girl Walkings now on stories. I'm gonna do it because Gable said to not.
Clipping this one guy. We're gonna blow up off that clip alone right there.
Perfect.
Just because I was chirping Hot Girl Walk. Sweet, dude.
Sweet.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Hey,
after all
don't
the
do
other
75 hard. It's bad.
It's
maybe we'll blow
it's
up
not good for the average population. Yeah. NPC mode. just saying what everybody else says. Yeah.
So what are your guys' suggestions on if folks are afraid to jump right into 75 hard because it is daunting?
Mm-hmm.
How do you start integrating bits and pieces of fitness here and there to start moving away from the average person?
So that's a good question. So I will say this. If you are not someone that already has some pretty good habits, not shooting 100% all the time, like it's fine. But if you're not someone that already has some good habits, like if you're not already doing some exercise, if you're not already, on at least a pretty good diet, let's say a 75% of the time you're eating good. If you're not already drinking, probably I would say at least 80 to 100 ounces of water.
Right, that's probably a good starting point. Yeah.
Maybe you're not reading.
That's going to be, if you're drinking 20 ounces of water a day and you switch to 128 ounces, that's going to be a bitch.
You're going to feel like you're drowning yourself. Yeah. But so where I'm going with this is if you're not someone that already has some decent habits foundationally, don't start it then, because it will discourage you, I think. Now, that's not my experience, because the first time we did it, we had some habits already built in, and we had a lot of time building those.
Yeah.
But, and Mitch, you did it for the first time this year, obviously. You already had some of those habits built in. You go to the gym with your brother, you guys go to jiu-jitsu, you mountain bike, you guys already eat good.
Well, I will have personal experience to this.
Uh-huh.
So I started 75 in January of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That whole previous summer before, literally starting in May of 22, I'd been roughly following a 75 hard-esque program since probably June of 22.
You'd been dialing in since then.
75% of the time. Now, some days I didn't do 2 workouts, but the vast majority of the time I was ending up doing 2 physical activities a day naturally, from biking to work or from biking outside, mountain biking, and then going to a workout. So yeah, I was not saying I was doing 75 hard, but I was.
You had good habits.
Yes,
you had good habits.
Exactly.
Though. Yeah,
but I did that for 9 months leading up to it.
Yeah.
So that's my.
And that's why I was dialed right as soon as I hopped in. And it was more of it wasn't an entire, oh my gosh, I got to do a 180 degree.
Right.
As soon as I started, which you're absolutely right. I would not have wanted to do it if I was a bum.
No, definitely not.
But my progress picture showed I really kind of dialed in over those 2.5 months. I shredded. I was down probably to about 10, 11-ish percent body fat. And it was more of a mental side. I was completely locked in where I came in probably 75% ready, 80% ready to rock.
Yeah.
And it was just that little push that gave me a bit further.
Sure.
Yeah, he was showing up
because it
with 2
was
faces
regimented
untapped during that time.
Yeah.
He was more shredded than we were by a good amount. We were like, oh shit.
And then obviously I couldn't let that happen. So
well, then obviously now you're
mode.
Chris Bumstead. But yeah, that's another point. But
I don't have that much muscle mass. But Mitch, I 100% agree with you there. That first go around that I had, back in 21, if I didn't already have those habits set in, like I can guarantee you on the weekend I was in Vegas, there's no shot I was going to be sticking to that. The week I was in the Florida freaking Keys and in Miami, there's no way I would have been
walking around an airport.
And we're not saying that's a bad thing. Like doing those good habits 80% of the time will already put you ahead
Yes.
of the vast majority of the population. And it's not even that
Fast.
difficult of a thing to do. Those should be normalized habits.
Yes.
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 And 75 just
accentuates it.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
And it'll, because let's just say you don't work out right now. You don't eat good at all. You don't drink a lot of water. If you are like, man, they're kind of talking about me a little bit, like I don't really have those good habits. Maybe I should just try and do 75 hard. No. I strongly encourage you to start incorporating movement. Maybe that's the gym. Maybe it's hot girl walking. Maybe you aren't getting fast food 3 nights a week. Maybe you just do it once a week. This is just to start out, okay? I'm not advocating for fast food. But let's say you cut that down to once a week and you get half a gallon down or you get 80 ounces down. Okay, so start to build those for, we'll say a little bit less than a month. We'll call it like 3 weeks or so, okay? Start building those in. Then build up a little bit more. And then at this time, when you're at about a month and a half of putting your body through physical stress, through drinking a lot of water, okay, because your body is going to, if you're not drinking a lot of water, first of all, you need to drink more water. I'm talking to you, every single one of you that are listening, watching, you need to drink more water, okay? And I highly recommend, for those of you on video, we both have both styles of the half-gallon Yetis. Like, I strongly encourage you to get something like that and bring it everywhere. People see me and they know my water bottles.
They sell a 75 jug, too, of water that's half a gallon, I think.
Yeah. They do.
It's pretty funny.
But like Yetis are expensive, so that's why I'm like, you can go on Amazon or don't go on Amazon.
Yeah,
you can go
don't give Bezos
to
money.
your local store, like Deerberg's or something,
Deer based.
and find a jug and just bring it everywhere with you. Okay, end of point there.
Yeah,
but start to add those in, get your body used to that, and then you're in a really good spot. That 75 hard is going to do wonders for you. But if you aren't doing those things and you're like, I really need to fix my habits, I should do something like 75 hard. I don't believe, again, this is not my experience, but I don't believe it'll do what it's supposed to do, because I think you're going to get like 5 days in and you're just going to be toast.
Yeah.
And you're not going to know how to fight through that toasted feeling.
Yeah.
Because when you start to incorporate that month and a half of whatever it is, you're going to break down some. You're going to be tired on certain days. You're going to be sore. You're going to be hurting. So you're like, you kind of already have set in how you can get through those. But if you're not already doing that, I don't think it'll do its purpose.
Would you guys say that's why the majority of people fail on the get fit quick type things? So like the Weight Watchers diet, on the weekend you just had pizza and beer, and then on Monday, I'm going on Weight Watchers, and then you do that diet for a week, and then you're right back to square one on the weekend.
Yeah.
Would you say is that why?
Yeah, I mean,
those habits aren't there?
Yes. So 2 things here that come to mind immediately. Weight Watchers can work for sure, and honestly, my mom is an example of that. Like it can work. However, where Weight Watchers lacks is talking about exercise. Okay. Now, diet is a massive portion of weight gain or weight loss. We've talked about that, and that's a fact that I think most people would understand to be true. Okay. Diet is the majority of the equation, but you do have to be doing some sort of dedicated movement. Okay. So Weight Watchers can get people results. There's no doubt. And if you really do follow it, because they have like some kind of points
It's a point system. Yeah. And but the only problem with that is, like, I heard somebody say that like red meat or a steak is like 30-something points, which is like a negative in that scenario.
Really? Yeah.
So that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you guys should be eating more red meat. But
please. Yeah.
But it can work. I've
Yeah.
seen it get people results
Yes.
even within my own family.
It's
okay.
but again, it's the math. It's the calories in, calories out.
Yeah,
If you're
exactly.
eating less calories than you are burning, you're gonna lose weight. Like, so the math comes in.
Exactly.
I wanted to say 2 things as well to kind of wrap that up, because I think I can close us. Well, actually, what did you have something else to say there?
I did have
No,
something
go ahead.
on it,
Go
but
ahead. Yeah.
I
hit
was
it.
just gonna like, it would be like if you take a super fat person and you do like liposuction or something, like a fat removal surgery.
No, it's great.
You're not removing that person's bad habits.
That's the same thing with Ozempic too.
Yeah,
And
same thing.
semaglutide. Like,
exactly same thing.
Because you don't build the habits.
No.
100%. You
Exactly.
don't build the actual calories in, calories out at that point. You
100%.
don't build the CECO. And again, we don't have to wrap it up off this, actually, now I think about it. But 2 things. One, the overarching point, what you guys just hit on, I think really well, is that you probably should be a few months into some kind of self-improvement at this point before you're starting 75 hard is what they're kind of saying here. You guys should be, working your way towards self-improvement and whatnot. Start setting those good habits for 2 or 3 months, maybe even 4. And then on top of that, if you're like, yeah, let's do it, 75 hard, here we go. Get an accountability partner. Us untapped gentlemen would be happy to help with the accountability
100%.
aspect, training aspect, nutrition aspect, whatever. We'd be happy to help with that aspect of it. But accountability, and again, you don't have to have accountability. If you're like, yeah, I'm gonna kill this shit. Awesome, do it.
Do it. I hope you do.
I hope you do too. Awesome, perfect. But I also want to say personal experience too, because I recently failed. For those of you that probably saw that on my Instagram and on my socials, but be careful if you're in a self-sabotaging loop too, which I was probably for 2 weeks before 75 hard, and then during the 75 or so days I did it. But remember, I failed, and then I got back on it, and then failed on day 61. 61, yeah.
So freaking close, dude.
Yeah, stupid. Again, this is my 3rd try through, guys, and so I basically it was funny. I had a bad hockey game. And was just in general, I'd been in a bad mood for the 2 weeks, like I said, and was just kept going back and being hard on myself and whatnot. And I was like, screw it. Tomorrow I'm going on 75 hard. Jumped right in. Again, 8 to 17 days in, whatever it was, I failed. And then I went back in, got to 61. Kind of a shit 61, to be completely honest with you. It wasn't as good as it could have been even close. Not even close. My second run still is what my blueprint should look like. But so the whole time, again, I'm self-sabotaging. It's like if I don't get my workout in the morning, then I'm screwed for the rest of the day. I'm like super hard on myself the rest of the day. And if you're doing that self-sabotaging, you will convince yourself out of 75 hard. That is, so again, personal experience here. Be careful with that. That's why we mentioned the 2 to 4 months of self-improvement. Get into that, and then go for 75. Or a program like it. So, yeah.
And guys, I don't want everything that kind of Mitch and I were just going back and forth on as far as having like a base on your habits and whatnot. I don't want that to be mistaken for, because a lot of times we've heard people be like, well, I'm going to prepare myself to get on 75 hard. Okay.
Yeah. Let's caveat that.
Now, see, that's an excuse to not do 75 hard. Okay. What Mitch and I were talking about, Money Mitch, I'm so sorry I called you the wrong name.
Yeah. Whoa.
I really hope you'll forgive me. But, the point that Money Mitch and I were trying to make was a person with 0 habits already, 0, build those habits. If you are someone that already has those habits, and then you're like, well, I'm going to try and build up to doing 75. No. If you have those habits, that you're the person to do it right now. Start tomorrow. Okay. Start today. Start right now, right here. Like the time is now. Okay. So I don't, because we've heard that a lot. Like, oh yeah, I'd love to do 75 hard in like 2 months. Well, it's like, I mean, scratch my head a little bit there. Like, I see you already every day in the gym. I see you like eating good.
Yeah.
I see you with a jug of water.
Because that's usually what we usually talked about in this situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like,
or who we talk to.
I challenge you to do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like
the people, in those cases, those people, they can do it. We know they can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
The people we've talked to in that scenario, we know they can do it.
Yeah, they just don't believe it themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of hard to convince someone out of that. Yeah. But I just wanted to kind of make that point there.
Injuries is another point too. Now, with injuries, there is ways to do it still. Andy himself is a good example of that with his shoulder injury.
You want to talk about some inspiring shit right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. A lot of upper body injuries are, not debilitated enough that you wouldn't be able to do like the walks and whatnot and all that stuff.
Is it ideal? No, of course not.
Torn ACLs. Okay, that's a challenging one. That's
you
could do the hand bike and whatnot.
Massive chest.
Yeah, exactly. just string training. Yeah, but again,
look like a damn shoestring out here. That's what you would look like.
Shoestring. What the hell is
it's like what's that one frog's name? But like you'd look like a frog basically. Just a massive upper body, skinny legs.
You talking about Kermit?
The WB frog. Isn't that what it is? I don't know where I'm going. Just keep going.
That's funny.
It's honestly it's a New Girl reference. If any of you have watched New Girl, you'll kind of I don't know.
New Girl's really funny though. I'll give you
It
that.
is,
I will
man.
give you
I
that.
love
But
that show. It's good stuff.
with injuries, guys, again, if you're trying to rehab something too, and you actually want to recover from injuries, then okay, that's do 75 hard. We're not gonna be like that. that's not what we're gonna say. You know, like that's an understandable one. You know, if really rough life situations are going on, that's probably. I mean, some people might use it to help with those really rough life situations.
Yeah.
But again, yeah. Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
you're a good example of that. But again, there's nuance to this.
It's got to be real though. You know, like
Yeah.
it's super, super easy to convince yourself you have reasons to not do it
To half-ass it
or to half-ass it. Absolutely.
in those scenarios.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But even more so to not do it, you know?
Can I say something about this is actually an influencer. You might know him, Nick Naracina. He's been in like Brad stuff. He's a big YouTuber right now.
Okay.
He's been
I'm
videos,
sure I've seen him
been going
then.
crazy. I'm pretty sure he's like dating Sky Brie, which whole nother conversation. Yikes. Yeah. But this in one of his videos, because he's an
Wait, is he the former Nelk guy? Or
maybe
yeah.
he's related to them in some way. I know he is.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know.
Anyways, you would recognize
Doesn't
if I
matter.
showed you. But
Yeah.
so this guy and this is the problem with the big influencer culture, like the LA influencer culture. He was in one of his videos. He's a really entertaining dude. He was like, it started one of his videos. He's like, yeah, I'm on 75 hard right now. Like, you know, really getting after it and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, hell yes. Like, cause I enjoy his videos. Like, yeah, like this guy's funny. And he's doing this. Awesome. About 2 minutes later in the video, he has a High Noon. He's drinking. High Noon is a vodka seltzer, guys, for those of you that don't know. I
don't remember seeing that.
I don't
in
know
the
if he's on
program,
75 soft,
which is not real.
which is not a real thing, which is you just being
I can't stand when
soft.
people tell me that.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah.
Don't bring this up. Oof, oof,
Makes me so mad.
ooh. But if alcohol is not part of the program, just for those of you that
Yeah.
don't know that. But literally 2 minutes later in the video, he had a High Noon in his hand, and I'm like,
That's so stupid.
wait, did he do just to piss people off that he like knows
Or to, like,
it's
catch
a
your
trend,
attention,
like catch
maybe,
your
yeah.
trend, like what's going on here? So I had to throw that in there because I was like, oh, what in the world? But anyways,
We know a savage influencer though that did do 75 hard legitimately, Anthony Persson. You want to talk about some sick freaking content on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of it? Like he's actually a first form athlete now, I believe.
is he really?
I think it was because of 75 hard.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I swear. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's an athlete.
He
or
at least was for a while. No, you're right. He was for a while at minimum.
Yeah,
He might
yeah.
still be, but I know he has his own thing going too.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
the first time, or at least the only time that I know he did 75, he did daily videos on TikTok of all the 75 days, and they were short movie scenes. Like they were awesome. Like I love that type of content.
His
I strive
content
to,
is unbelievable.
I strive to make that kind of stuff eventually. Like I really
Yes.
do because I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And
Arguably my
think it's
favorite
awesome.
YouTuber right now, for that matter.
Dude, he has awesome
Actually,
content.
amazing.
Yeah, he
he's
does.
like 50,000 subscribers, I think, or something
Something
like that.
like
So
that.
it's not like he's huge.
Him, another guy we follow, Anymorph, who we've talked about on Instagram. I don't think he has YouTube, but you want to talk about amazing content that's actually like inspirational, informative.
Yeah.
Dane Macbeth, who we mentioned earlier, another one. Those three, like we really
You
pay
can
a
tell
lot
these
of
guys are
attention to.
working. That's the difference. That's the
Absolutely.
difference. It's
Yes.
obvious in their content.
It's
they're working.
legitimate too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you can't fake the type of content they're doing.
Definitely not.
Just
Definitely
like
not.
you can't fake that you're doing 75 hard when you drink a High Noon the next scene
Yeah,
over.
that's frustrating.
That's really tough.
Yeah.
Really tough situation there.
So it sounds like last thing before we get to the Q&A,
Uh-huh.
before doing 75 or even during 75, preparation is the biggest thing that matters. And I kind of saw you actually like this post. It was from Tim Tebow. And
Who's
it was
that?
yeah, never heard of him. Who's that? Never heard of
Tim
him.
Tebow.
Baseball player.
Ever heard of the Denver Broncos?
Yeah.
What up?
He was a baseball
sick team.
player.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Chicago White Sox.
Three Super Bowl championships.
Anywho, his post went, the preparation you put in matters, the mundane matters, the thought you put into a task before you actually execute it matters. Attack each day with as much purpose and conviction in your preparation as you would in your execution.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're basically doing that day in and day out before 75, and then you go into 75 and you're doing the same exact thing, you're going to have good results. And that can probably stem into your entire life. If you're preparing before your work day, you're preparing before your gym session, you're preparing before X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
if you're prepared, you are going to have good results.
Well, I mean, honestly, the three of us are a perfect example of that exact thing. There's been a few times where, and we usually have to record these podcasts a little bit later at night, which is not ideal for anybody.
They're tough to fit in.
Long days, long weeks, and then we have to do, we don't have to, we get to, I
Love it.
kind of misspoke there.
Oh, you're good.
Not that it's a chore to do this for you guys, because this is probably our favorite thing to do. But we have noticed a difference in our podcast episodes where I get here and then we try to prepare, and we're kind of scrambling to get our notes written down, get our ideas out. We're scrambling to get the equipment set up, and we feel rushed. So our episodes aren't as good typically. We notice a difference in the interaction we get. People saying, "Hey, I like the episode." It doesn't happen as much with those ones. Sometimes the listens or the views aren't as high on those ones. So even we're a perfect example of that, and it's very cliche, but sometimes cliches are great. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. It's like the counter of what Tim Tebow just said there.
So true. So true.
And, when I'm not following a workout program, whether it's one I write for myself or following one, from First Form or Brock or Jeff or whatever, like if I'm not following something, my results in the gym are not very good.
Yeah.
Like they're not very good. They're mundane. I'm not putting full effort into things, whatever. When I tell you what, right now, every single night, I get all my food, all my clothes, all my work stuff all together in all my bags, and they go in the same spot every single day. I get my gym outfit, I get my work outfit, I get my everything I would need for work, literally all 3 to 4 meals, all prepared the night before. So I wake up in the morning, put the clothes on. I know everything is already made for the day as far as food goes. I know where my waters are. I know where my shakers are. Like, I prepare. And my least favorite thing ever is rushing in the morning. I hate it. I already don't wake up to my first alarm, which is probably my worst habit. But rushing in the morning is my least freaking favorite thing ever. It sucks. And I think most people will probably agree with that. So ever since it's probably been somewhere around a year that I've started doing those types of things, and my work schedule just changed. So now I have to do it even more because I have some pretty early mornings now. It takes so much stress off of me the following morning. And so, guys, if you are feeling rushed in the mornings, or you're feeling rushed in the gym, or you're feeling rushed at night, or you're feeling rushed at work, whatever, figure out a way that you can start preparing yourself a little bit better to take some of that stress off of you, because then your workday will be better. Your workout will be better. Your time with your family at night will be better. Your time with your buddies and with your business partners will be better. Our podcasts are so much better. We had the opportunity to be able to work for like 4 hours to get the drop ready. We are getting a lot of super, super exciting things getting going for you guys. I mean, seriously, that we're doing, like
sharpening up a lot of products.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of products, yeah.
Guys, I am so excited. We both are. And it is bringing us so much positive energy. And we literally told Mitch when he walked in earlier before we recorded, I was like, Mitch, you would be so proud of us for the amount of work that we got done today. We got to see Jeff LeVecchio for a little bit, and we had a couple questions, and he hammered those out for us. Like, it's just big things are coming, guys. Like, just be patient with us. I know we're not always the fastest, but, like, it's really exciting. Yeah. It's really, really exciting. It really is. Like, it's real,
I wanted to, before...
And we're preparing. That's where I was going with that.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to say, too, before the Q&A, I wanted to shout both of you guys out. That probably 33 minutes, it'd be ballpark. I'll ballpark this for you guys. 33 minutes to 46 minutes. Mitchell and Wirtz just gave you guys the blueprint to 75 and how to go about it. That was beautiful. Like, you guys laid that up perfectly. So shout out to both of you in that right there, because you guys just went off. And if you like, that probably was a better description than Andy gave in his episode about it. So, well, sorry, Andy. Sorry.
What do you mean by that?
So sorry. I'm so sorry, Andy. Don't hurt me. Oh, man. All right, Mitch, hit us with it.
All right. So, guys, for those of you that might be listening for the first time, we go through our main content like we just did for 50 minutes or so there. A lot of really, really good stuff about 75 Hard. It is not dangerous. We are huge advocates for it and the other programs like it. Our best and only experience is with 75 Hard. And again, that's coming from 2 active training personal trainers. So a lot of really good content there, a lot of really good information. on 75 Hard, and we will be more than happy to answer any questions you might have on 75 Hard. Books to read, simple diet to follow, simple workouts to follow, whatever. Okay,
and or the habits leading up to it.
Yes, that too. Yep. And so after we cover our main topic, at the end of every episode, Money Mitch will ask us a Q&A question that is submitted by you guys, the listeners, the viewers. We are on YouTube, by the way. What up? Or sometimes Mitch just uses his smart-ass brain and comes up with a question.
Very intelligent brain.
Yes.
Yeah.
How's a brain a smart and an ass at the same time? All right. Anyway.
So revoke the smart comment.
Maybe we should start asking the Q&A.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Were dinosaurs real?
We'll end up with that one. All right.
Man.
I mean, we already had to answer in an earlier episode how many 5-year-olds we could take on.
That was sick.
That was a great question.
That was a good question.
Staying with the trend, what are your guys' best suggestions for recovery exercises, diet, anything in between? What are your guys' best suggestions for that?
Yeah.
On 75 or just in general?
In general.
In general?
Yeah,
Nice.
in general.
Yeah. So I kind of listed off a bunch of them somewhere in that meat of content there, but the biggest one that people neglect, and I'm sure you're going to agree with this, is literally stretching. I mean, literally, it's not the sexy thing to do.
Yep.
Like, it's not overly exciting, but it is so necessary. And please do it after your workouts. Please do not static stretch before
There you go.
workouts.
Yeah.
I know that's what we've all done since we were kids. You know, hey, stretch your hamstring, touch your toes,
grab the quad,
grab
stretch
the
it out.
grab your foot, stretch your quads. You know, do the Hollywood stretch, all this stuff, and all that is great. It's really, really good stuff. But please do it after your workout, because what that is doing is relaxing your muscles. It is relieving that tension. Okay, tell me why you would want to relax and slow down your muscles prior to a game, workout, physical situation. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right?
Yeah. Well, loosening up your muscles can also increase the chance of injury as well.
Exactly.
So, and there is actual data and research on that. Yes.
So please do that after workouts, games, stuff like that. And you should 100% do that. I'm obviously not saying don't static stretch, but when you are pre-game, pre-workout, pre-physical activity, you should be doing activation movements like 90-90s with the hip hinges, squeeze the grape. That's one from Jeff Lavecchio, which is a 90-90 variation. T-spine rotations. That's a great one. That's a really good one, actually.
Bird dogs.
Bird dogs are fantastic.
Cat, cow, cat, and camel,
Dead
whichever you want to
bugs.
call it. Dead bugs.
Dead bugs.
Yeah.
So cat cows, in case we interrupted each other. Cat cows.
Cat
Yes, that's
cows,
a great
cat camels.
one.
I've heard both for some reason. Yeah.
There's a lot of different shoulder rotation movements you can do with bands or PVC pipes.
Wall slides.
So guys, the list is endless. And if you don't know what these things are, please ask us. We can literally send you a video of us talking through them.
One thing I've noticed is I
can.
typically have a better workout or better physical activity if I'm already starting to sweat before the meat of any of the movements.
Yes. 100%. And honestly, that type of content will be coming from us more. Like the more informational movements and stuff like that, because that's all easy stuff that everyone needs to know.
We do have some informational stuff in our just released vlog this last Wednesday.
Yes.
That's
a great point, dude.
Yep.
I forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode, gym vlog number 2 we went to Project Power, filmed a leg day. And then I thankfully got this guy on the stairs afterwards. And
don't know why I said yes to that, but okay.
But no, we really did have some really good information on how to combat Pinterest addictions and good information on the differences between dumbbell and barbell RDLs.
Yeah, okay, that was good. That was
we
really
did
good,
talk about weights versus cardio when you're kind of in that zone. Go watch and you'll find out what we're talking about. So yes, that's a really good point that you just brought up there. So yeah, go to YouTube, watch our second gym vlog. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, our vlogs will be funny, guys, but they will also be informational.
Yeah, we'll throw
100%,
both of those types of things in there because we are obviously hilarious. We know that it is a proven fact.
We're trademarking that from you.
Well, yeah,
100%.
I mean, it is a proven. Like CNN had a headline where it said Wirtz and Gable are funny.
Wait.
So
CNN.
that means it's true, right?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Money Mitch agrees with that chuckle he just had that you guys didn't hear.
so guys, I wanted to say too on the recovery and prehab stuff as well. One big recommendation I have is for myself. Before a workout, usually about 5 to 7 movements is the sweet spot. One of those, a lot of times, is rolling your feet out with a lacrosse ball.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah, great one.
Love
That's a big one to hit on too. And I wanted to point out too with foam rollers, guys, use those for activation before a workout.
Yes.
Because the data on if it actually helps long-term increase flexibility, and also if it helps, combat DOMS, which is delayed onset muscle soreness, for those of you that are sore after workouts. Using it after workout, the workouts, or not the workouts, the research is kind of shady there. It's not really it's not really known for sure if that's actually effective on it, and so we haven't had any conclusive evidence with that.
Anecdotally, like I'll speak on that too. Like I believe that to be true as well. I really don't ever anymore foam roll after.
Yeah,
it just doesn't feel like my body doesn't respond productively to it. At least it doesn't feel.
Yep.
On the flip side, if I do it, or when I do it, because I do it every day, pre-workout, it also is kind of a ritual for me. Like it kind of helps me. Like, all right, hey, I'm at the gym, I'm on the floor, we're foam rolling.
We're here. Yep.
Like I'm thinking through my movements already. Like I know what I'm doing. So I highly recommend foam rolling.
Yeah,
I really, really do.
Well, and the reason that you're feeling with foam rolling and with rolling your feet out with a lacrosse ball, rolling your tibs out, your tibialis, anterior tibialis, for those of you that don't know what that is, front of your leg, shin, rolling that with a lacrosse ball, whatever.
Chest, your pecs.
Chest, that's another
these little spots.
Great one if you're hitting upper body.
Those of you on video, on the outside of your pecs, like that can get really tight, especially after a good chest and or shoulder day. It can get really tight in here. Just get a lacrosse ball. You can use your hand and roll it out. Sorry, that's probably creating a lot of noise in your guys' ears on video. Or get up against a wall, put the lacrosse ball between your body and the wall, and you can sit there and roll it. You can even get little spots on your back. So
we will have videos on that exact thing right there, guys. Because obviously you can see it on video, but it's easier to see when we actually demonstrate it through this movement.
Definitely.
But so the reason that you're going to feel, whether you're us three in here, whenever you start doing this for a warm-up, guys, the reason the foam rollers and lacrosse balls help is they send blood flow to the area. They activate the area. They don't loosen up the area. They don't relax the area like we talked about with static stretching and whatnot. So they're priming your tendons and muscles for power, basically, in this scenario. So that's why you want to use that. Again, like I said, 5 to 7 movements is like my sweet spot. If I'm doing upper body, a lot of times bird dogs, cat cows, T-spine twist, what's it called? Like you said, wall slides, shoulder rotations, etc. That type of stuff. That would be like a upper body.
YTAs for your shoulders.
Yes.
YTA.
Great stuff for shoulders right there.
Really, really
light. That's a good point too. Lightweight. Using that
extremely.
To like warm up for a movement, that's also good. Like that's why a light set is always good to go into before a movement.
Like literally use the 5-pound dumbbells.
Exactly. Yeah. And then recovery, same thing, guys. I try not to complicate this, because if I'm ending up doing 15 to 20 movements before and after, it gets really annoying.
And it gets long too.
It does. Yeah. And we all don't have hours of the day to do warm up and cool down. So so I keep the stretches. I have like a bag of like 5 to 7 main stretches I do that a lot of times can hit a lot of the body as well. We'll showcase some of those too, because I'm not going to try to demonstrate it right now, because they're complicated. But yeah, so again, keep it simple for yourself. 5 to 7 before, 5 to 7 after. So maybe even like if you're 2 to 4, if you're rush for time and whatnot for both, perfect. But you're getting activation going before, and then you're cooling down after.
Definitely. Nothing, before we get out of here, nothing makes me more mad, and I think this is a little bit more prevalent in the bodybuilding style community, which is obviously what I'm more a part of, even though that's not how I train my clients. But nothing makes me more mad when people are doing a pull day or a back day. I literally watch them walk through the door, set their bag down on the table, and walk straight to the lat pull down machine and throw up, half the stack. And I'm like, bro,
just ripping it right off the bat.
Like you are, it's like, and then they come up like, man, my back's really hurting. You don't say, pal. You don't say.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if their muscles could talk? Whoa! What are you doing? My gosh!
We need to put the Frank Castle in there. That's so funny. But I did see on that note, actually, as far as lat pull down goes down, Bradley Martin, the founder of Raw Gear, Zoo Culture Gym out
Absolute
in LA.
meatball.
Just an awesome person. Yeah, massive. Can bench more than Chris Bumstead. That is a proven fact. So that's kind of
I guess
badass.
Bumstead, I guess he doesn't necessarily train for strength, so that
No,
makes sense. But
no,
yeah,
no.
anyways.
But anyway,
Yeah.
he actually recently had a really good, more like old school Brad type vlog.
Love it.
It was the one I sent to you
Yep.
actually. And he talked about doing, and he goes, regardless if I'm doing legs, pull, push, shoulders, back, he's like, regardless of what I'm doing in this workout, I go to the lat pull down machine that has like 2 cables. He puts the handles on there, and he's just like super light, this like variation of almost like a mix of a lat pull down and rear delt fly, kind of.
Yep.
Where, like, I'm not going to try and explain what he's doing, but basically a variation of that. Super lightweight. And he goes, regardless of the day I'm going, because he specifically said he deals with like some issues in his upper back. He kind of always has.
Probably his traps
But-
and neck are all messed up. Yeah.
But if it's leg day, he's like, if I'm putting a bar on my back or something like that, like if I don't do this, I notice. If I'm doing arms, I notice I'm leaning more to one side, trying to overcompensate. If I'm benching, same thing. My right side might go up faster than my left, whatever. So listen to people that preach what we're talking about is what I mean here. And if you don't listen to those types of people, or if you see someone that looks good in the gym, but you see them do what I just said, walk into the gym, go right onto the bench press, and I'm talking not just the bar, because like that can be an activation, like just benching the bar, like that's totally fine.
if they throw 2 plates on, they're getting right to it. Yeah.
Yeah, or even just any weight.
yeah.
And then you see him tomorrow, it's like, my shoulders have really just been killing me. It's like, dude, it's because you're an idiot.
Yeah, you're gonna be 35 and you're gonna have no
Yeah.
shoulders left.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So listen to people that preach this type of stuff. Jeff Lavecchio, Brock Wilson, us, even Brad Martin. He's a good source. It's really important to warm up, really important to cool down.
100%.
So I hope that
Preparate-
answers that question.
Preparation before the workout and preparation after for your next workout.
100%.
Yep.
100%. Yep. So guys, we just went over a lot of really useful information on 75 Hard and programs like it. And then in that Q&A, we gave you a ton of different ways to prehab and rehab, things to do pre-workout, things to do post-workout. And it's all really, really important, and the overall theme of the topic today is if you find yourself being complacent, you are being mediocre, and you should not accept mediocrity. That's the bottom line here. You should not accept mediocrity. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We're a little bit over an hour here, so thank you for sticking with us and listening. I know you found value in this episode. If you haven't found value in any episode yet, I know you did in this one. There's no doubt in my mind that you got valuable information out of this. And guys, we do this for free for you guys, and we love bringing you these episodes. Even on days where we don't want to record, like, it's about you guys. And we want to bring you this content. We want to bring you this information. We want to give you our opinions on different things that a lot of you probably share opinions on. And so, guys, we just ask in return that you share the show. You talk to people about it. You share it to your Instagram stories. It helps us grow. The episodes that we get more interaction on, we get more shares on, we get more people talking about it, the better our episodes are doing, which means more people are hearing our messages and getting our information. So, guys, please share the show.
Yes.
In whatever way that means for you. And let us know when you send it out to people, and don't ever hesitate to reach out with questions on things, comments on things, likes, dislikes, it doesn't matter. We want to hear it all. We want to hear it all because we want to make the best product possible. Okay? So guys, we appreciate you so much. We will see you next time. Peace and love.
Thanks, ladies and gents.